I'm extremely pleased everyone took time to come and attend our program for our seniors this afternoon. As we go through our program tonight, you too will realize how special our seniors really are. Before I introduce our senior speakers, there are some duties as superintendent which I must do. Several people have played a very important role in helping seniors reach this milestone. Seniors, without them, you probably would not have made it this far. Faculty members, would you please rise and be recognized? If all faculty members to stand, please. Thank you very much. Another group that is very important, more so than the faculty, and these are the parents and grandparents. Would you please rise and be recognized? What a year this has been. It seemed like yesterday when school started. Our first basketball game against Britain here in this gymnasium. It was too warm. We had to delay the game, come back and finish it later on. Later on, the girls went to the state basketball tournament. Along the way, there was homework, assignments, exams, a few tardies, and a few other things that seniors like to do as they go through school. A long, cold, snowy winter that many of the parents hope they will never see again. And now, here we are at graduation. What a year it really has been. A little while ago, we recognized some important people, but there are some other people that I think is very important that I would like to recognize, and seniors, I think you'll agree with me. Two people that have spent a lot of time in this community, and I'd like to recognize Carmen Foster and Terry Ulmer at that time. If they would come up on stage here with me, please. School board chairman, help me out here. And start setting your future plans. This is what I predict will probably happen for the seniors of this year. I think one of you will probably find a cure for cancer. I predict one of you will find a way to reduce the world's hunger. I think one of you will be able to find a way to produce cheaper, cleaner, and better fuels for our economies. I really hope one of you will find a way to eliminate the killings of our students in the elementary schools and high schools across our nation. Guns and alcohol take a deadly toll on our youth. I hope one of you will find a more economical way to raise crops in years when you have too much moisture and also in years when you don't have enough moisture. I predict that one of you will probably play in the WNBA someday. Yes, you are truly a remarkable class. I am confident you can rise to the challenge. Thank you, and at this time I'd like to have Rochelle and Nick Casper please come forward.
On behalf of our senior class, we welcome you to our commencement exercises this afternoon. We'd like to thank our classmates for helping us through these 13 years together.
And we'd especially like to thank our parents for the support and love they have given us in our lives. Without them, we probably couldn't have made it this far. So thank you. We hope you enjoyed the program we have planned for our commencement exercises this afternoon.
Michelle, if you would please return to your seat, and Brandon, will you please come up here? I can hear the gears turning in Mr. Ulmer's head as he's wondering what in the world I'm doing still up here, because I was supposed to leave with her. But Mr. Youngman brought up a very good topic on teachers and taking nothing away from other teachers. Brandon and I would like to recognize and thank one in particular. This person has the student's best interests in mind and are always his first priority. He deserves all the recognition he gets, but unfortunately he does not get enough. He has been there for me through the thick and thin of high school, always a smile on his face, and a joke to lighten the mood of a stressful day. He has made high school for fun and easier to get through.
Mr. Troutman, you're the best of the best. Please come receive your award. With many talents and interests. Jessica Elson is the oldest of 4 children. Her parents are Jeanette and Owen Elson. In addition to earning the highest academic honor, Jessica has been a trombone player since the 5th grade. She's been a member of our girls' basketball team, helping them earn recognition in 3 state tournaments. Jessica has been a 4-H member for 10 years and enjoys showing calves. She is also active in St. John's Lutheran Church. Jessica will attend South Dakota School of Mines and Technology, planning on an interdisciplinary science degree in meteorology. Please join me in welcoming Jessica Elson.
And thank them, along with our parents, families, friends, and the rest of the staff of the school for helping us throughout the years and for joining us here today for this special occasion. Many people, including some of my classmates, have told me that graduation could easily be the last time we'll all get together as a whole again. To me, this is very troubling thought because I have spent the last 13 years, almost 70% of my life, seeing all of them every day. And I really just cannot imagine not seeing all of them together again. When I think about it, I think there is a little part of every one of them in me, which is everything from the way I talk to the way I think and act. Because whether we know it or not, we have grown on each other and know each other inside and out. And when anyone spends that much time with other people, they are bound to start acting alike in some ways. And if my vocabulary or personality doesn't express a part of them, just having memories gives each one of them a special spot in my heart. Spending 13 years together is quite some time. You go through good times, bad times, and of course, the funny times. Today, Michelle and I would like to share with you a few of the better memories that the class of 2001 has had that will never be forgotten. As we stand here on our graduation day, in some way or another, each and every classmate of ours has proved to us what a unique ability they have, and we'd now like to take a moment to share each of those with you. Michelle Bruns is blessed with athletics, although she has had a few surprises in her career, like the time that she ran out of her shoe during the Langford Junior High game, or the time that she attempted to do a cartwheel with pom-poms, and let's just say she didn't land on 2 feet. Or there was a time that Michelle and Rochelle were doing jumps a little too close to one another, and they ended up getting their legs intertwined in one another, causing Michelle to lose her balance. From what I hear, Michelle, you are the only person that can shoot Coca-Cola out your nose and laugh and not cry. By the way, the words are Secret Agent Man and not Secret Angel Man. And don't, never, ever again, try to order a Whopper Jr. at McDonald's.
Grant Casey has always been the protective guy in high school, whether it being a block for a certain cheerleader or saving a friend from having a pop machine tip over them in the wee hours of the morning. Brandon has never been afraid of showing what true person he is, and he showed us every side of his personality, especially his feminine side during class activities. Watch out, RuPaul.
Not only did Nick Casper serve as a block during football, but he too was a block for that same certain cheerleader whose initials are RZ. What would Rochelle have done if that petition would have went through? You know, Nick, whatever did happen to that petition that we signed in 7th grade to kick you out of our class? Oh, and just for the record, I never did sign it, and it wasn't because I was gone that day. By the way, Nick, you weren't the one that Brandon was trying to save when the pop machine tipped over, were you?
Aaron Dinger has always appeared to be the shy guy in school, but when you take him away from teachers and you relax a little bit, you never know what crazy thing he'll do next. Like in elementary school, when Aaron thought it would be cool to stick his tongue on a swing set pole in the middle of winter. Not a good idea, Aaron. Spotlighting was never Aaron's best feature. In a big hurry, Aaron found out that if you spotlight another vehicle, chances are you're going to get chased. Burning raccoons at a bonfire is not one of the top 10 things that you should do. Because somehow you found out that it smells bad and it could cause a fight.
Cale Dinger has definitely made his memories at HHS. So instead of going on and on about all the funny things that Cale has done, we have decided to make a top 5 list of just some of the highlights. Number 5. No matter how many applications you get to vie for the title of Miss Teen USA, remember, you are a guy and you shouldn't accept them. Number 4. Cale, there's a time and a place to remove ticks from underneath your pants, and church isn't one of them. Number 3. Wearing a belt might be a wise idea. You never know when someone might try to depants you in a room full of girls. Does Katrina's birthday party ring a bell? Number 2. Snowmobile accidents. Enough said. And number 1. Cale, we know that you will say anything and that you will try anything at least once. But please just be careful. You don't need a second aggravated assault charge.
Jessica Ellison has experienced several driving mishaps in her life. I seem to recall one time distinctly when Jessica and Alicia hit a deer on 281 on their way home from PC basketball. They had to stand in the middle of the road waiting for someone to pick them up because they were afraid Jessica's van would blow up. They were never able to decide which was worse, being eaten alive by mosquitoes or risking their lives in a smoking van. Through a class trip to Watertown, Jessica and Alicia have learned that if you ever want to try a new hairstyle in your hair, never let Nick and Brandon near you. And oh yeah, next time you're not sure what a word means, wait till confirmation class is over and look it up in the dictionary instead of asking Pastor Alberts.
Throughout the years, we all have experienced a guy or girl that we like. But Melissa Elson has by far the most memorable experience when she and Molly fought over who liked Aaron more in the 6th grade. In junior high, we would have up-all-night movie-a-thons. And after not sleeping for over 24 hours, falling asleep wasn't a problem for Melissa, even if it did involve her taking a quick little nap at the Little Dipper in the mall. Melissa has never failed to amaze us with her new and improved way to eat peaches at lunchtime. Once, didn't you try to eat them without any utensils or hands?
Katrina Krause has always had a knack for climbing trees to fix swings, except for the one time when she got stuck in her own tree and Kathy had to come to the rescue. She's always put on the being tough and brave act.
Until the one time that Katrina, Michelle, and Rochelle decided to sneak out of the high school building because they were afraid of monsters. And, oh yeah, Katrina, in case you haven't figured it out yet, the sun does rise at 5:30 a.m.
Alicia Kruger has had her share of funny, or shall we say ditzy moments. How many of you have put 2 contacts in one eye and then wondered the whole day why you couldn't see out of the other? How many of you have laughed at every single joke you've heard just to spare yourself the embarrassment of not getting the punchline? It's alright, Alicia. And hey, even though Chaucer may be 600 years old now, he may still attend a graduation reception. Speaking of receptions, when you were cleaning for yours, did you happen to use a Hoover vacuum?
Darren Shelton will always remember his first love, Rochelle, and will never forget the time that Rochelle, Katrina, and Jessica called him up while the two were going out and sang to him the locomotion. Darren, we've figured out through the years that you must be accident prone, because how in the world could a penny coincidentally land in an outlet on a TV stand? Throughout the years, Darren has really learned how to sweet talk, or maybe he just gets his way because of the way that he dresses. But Darren, do you really think that you need to take a half an hour to pick out one shirt for a night? We want to leave you with these words of advice. White and water don't mix.
Kayla Stearns has always appeared to be the quiet one, but when you mix Melissa, a bottle of raspberry body spray, and Walmart together, Jessica had better watch out. When we were thinking of all the crazy things that Kayla has done, or that has happened to her, one particular thing comes to mind. Her station wagon being stolen right out of her front yard. Kayla, maybe when you're in Duluth, you should learn not to be so trusting, and lock your doors at all times and purchase the club.
Susan Stearns' phobia of spiders has sometimes scared the whole class. Whenever she sees a spider, whether it's at play practice or at school, She screams and pretty much startles the rest of the class. Susan enjoys spending time with her friends, but they are going to have to learn to control Susan so that she doesn't throw 2 bowling balls down one lane at the same time. Now, although Susan is very creative when it comes to colors and doodling, Susan, we just want to let you know that we sympathize with you and why you don't like strawberries or the color red.
Sabrina Treby is the champion of running stop signs. I seem to remember hearing about 2 different occasions where we could have lost a few of our classmates. Red means stop, and green means go, at all stoplights, Sabrina, even the one by the mall. Sabrina's found out when you mix 2 chemicals together, you don't always get the best results, and looks can be deceiving. Before you get up in front of our class and the audience to read our full names, it's Nicholas Cole Caspers and Brandon Ray Casey. She never did cease to amaze us with her reading skills. Speaking of, it's chaos, not chachos.
Rochelle Zastro has always been a little shy when it comes to wearing cheerleading uniforms. So we just wanted to relay the thank you message to Nick and Brandon from Rochelle for being her block throughout the years, when her bloomers tended to creep a little.
Details, girl, give me details.
Michelle wasn't the only one to land on her bottom side while performing a cheerleading jump. Rochelle seemed to perfect this stunt at the 1999 region basketball game in front of a huge crowd, including Denver Tenbrook, who was sitting in the front row laughing. Speaking of region basketball games, does anybody happen to know which line it was that Rochelle tripped over this year in Webster?
As we have shared with you only a few of the highlights that we've shared together in our 13 years, we know that with as close as a class as we are, we'll have many more memories to share together as we journey down the long road that we call life.
We want to thank our classmates, parents, faculty members, and friends for all the support that they have given us throughout the years. We love you all, and you will be missed. We want to wish each and every one of you, the graduating class of 2001, the best of luck in the years to come. Thank you.
Suddenly standing at the beginning with you. No one told me I was going to find you. Unexpected, what you did to my heart. When I lost hope, you were there to remind me this is the start. And life is a road and I want to keep going.
first time, having no idea what to expect. It was a little awkward at first, but it didn't take long for everything to fall into place, and it soon seemed that we had known each other forever. Thus begins the saga of the class of 2001.
Kindergarten was fun, but in first grade we were on to bigger and better things. We weren't just a bunch of cute little kids anymore. Now we were actually on a mission. A mission to learn everything the teachers could throw at us and still find a way to have fun. We definitely succeeded at the fun part by making recess everything it could be and more. We also watched out for each other. When one of us got hurt on the playground, you could bet that within 1 minute, most of the class was at the scene. Even though we don't have recess anymore, I think we all still watch each other's backs.
With the arrival of second grade also came the arrival of Brandon Casey. Brandon seemed to fit into our class like another piece of the puzzle. We even managed to pull a prank or two that year. For instance, we all knew Mrs. Dana was afraid of snakes, so why not try to scare her by putting a fake one on her chair, right? Anyway, with all the ups and downs of second grade, it proved to be a great year for us.
Third grade was even better than we could have imagined. We were always enjoying treats, people's pets would visit school, and we would play with toys that other people brought for show and tell. But among the fun was, once again, yes, the educational part of it. That was the year we started to tackle things like cursive and multiplication tables. Together, as a class, we seemed to survive all that and still had room for more.
The next year was fourth grade. This was getting serious. By crossing over to the other half of the hallway, there came a lot of big kid stuff. We weren't just playing around anymore. We had to switch classes, eat at a much later time, and deal with the strictest teacher in the elementary building. It seemed as all of our fun was going to be over. But as it turned out, Miss Clauser didn't really have it in for us. She just wanted to teach us things and then have fun. We went a full year without any fatalities or disappearances of our classmates. Fourth grade also brought the addition of Alicia Kruger to our class. Alicia wasn't your average new kid. She wasn't shy and she definitely wasn't afraid to talk. Alicia's arrival made fourth grade progress even smoother. Well, before we knew it, dreaded but fun fourth grade was over.
Fifth grade brought new challenges and also brought us 1 year closer to the head of the elementary building. This year was filled with fun and lots of class trips. One of these trips was to the Britain movie theater to see Jurassic Park for science class. So we were probably the only ones in the theater screaming our lungs out, but it was a scary movie. We also went to Michelle's house to look through her dad's telescope. Although it was freezing, it was a lot of fun. This was also the year we started the DARE program and everyone got their first band instrument. After this, our class made a pact that every person would stay in band until we graduated. It lasted for a while, that is until Kale quit after a few weeks. That was the year our class began to realize we had better stick together while we could, because we weren't going to be together forever. And because of this, we were growing closer every day.
Well, what we had been waiting for was finally here, sixth grade. We were the big honchos around the elementary building now. We had power and we knew it. Together we came up with solutions to many problems that we were facing. For example, no one in our class seemed to know how to reply when someone said, "Bless you," after you sneezed. We decided that the proper response would be to simply say, "Thanks." And that's what we've done since that day on. Sixth grade proved to be a great year. We learned a lot from school and much more from each other.
We thought we were pretty high up in sixth grade, but the next year we started seventh grade. We were back at the bottom, but still felt pretty good about ourselves. Sports became a huge part of our lives in seventh grade. Everyone always commented on how our whole class was willing to get involved in anything and everything. From homeroom to track meets, we always had fun together. Being in the big building, we now had to work together for most of what we did. Our first official class project was our homecoming skit. It took us a while, but we pulled it together and made people laugh while we had the time of our lives. Seventh grade, the countdown had begun.
Next, we were on to eighth grade. One more year and we would be in high school. But first we had to get through this one. For the most part, we were a down-to-earth, nice class. But there was that one time when we may have pushed it a bit too far. We also started driver's ed that year. Each of us took turns trying to keep each other awake during that class. Like I said, we looked out for each other. Soon we moved from the classroom to the car. And before long, we all met in the hall of the elementary building to take our final driving test. We wished good luck as one person walked out the door and said good job as another person walked in. We all survived the test and we all did get our licenses.
However, some of us chose not to get them suspended, but nonetheless, we succeeded. I think as we got older, we realized that there was truly safety in numbers, and found out that if we pulled together, we could get through a lot. We did it. We made it to our freshman year. We were in high school. But the honeymoon was over pretty quickly when we were faced with our first major project, decorating for homecoming coronation. We definitely had some differences in our opinions, but if anything, that strengthened our final result. The guys handled the construction end of it, while us girls put the final touches on the decorations. All the teachers and other adults raved how teamwork is definitely our bag. But the fun didn't stop there. After all, we did have our educations to tend to. Oh, those were the days. Our class could always get into trouble quickly, but get our way out of trouble even faster. I hate to say this, but when we worked together, we could pull the wool over any teacher's eyes. Do you see a pattern developing here? Soon we were on to our sophomore year. As with the last year, we made 10th grade a lot of fun as well. Who could forget our class trip to Watertown? How many times would we be able to get Nick and Brandon to let girls put makeup on them and get them to go into a restaurant like all was normal? Between eating at the mall, touring the Terry Redland Art Center, and the ride there and back, it was a day we will all remember. But once again, we had to go back to learning things in school. With biology being one of our courses we were all in, you can imagine the fun we had with their sections. We helped each other through them, whether we liked them or not. When we couldn't get the clams open, the guys lent a helping hand. And when they needed our precision, we were glad to help. And we all sympathized with each other while learning those dreaded geometry groups. It didn't take us long to conquer 10th grade and move on to our junior year, which proved to be a very busy one. Not only did we have to put on the main show for homecoming coronation, we also had to decorate for prom. And on top of all that, we had to prepare ourselves for the big ACTs. The only way through this year would be with patience and teamwork. Even though the final script wasn't composed until the afternoon of homecoming, it was pulled off without a hitch. For prom, no one thought the water fountain would work. We put our heads together and pulled off yet another success. And as for ACTs, well, the fact that we got through that process was a miracle in itself. First, we had to deal with almost not meeting the deadline, and then we had to actually, well, take the test. Then a situation arose where Nick told a certain adult what all of us were thinking, but didn't have the guts to say. He spoke on our behalf, and I admired him for it. And had his neck been on the line afterwards, we all would have come together and stood behind him. Well, this is it, our senior year. We're the final 14. This year is supposed to be unlike any other, and it was. Our last first day of school has passed. Homecoming, football, cross country, basketball, volleyball, they're all finished now. Those are just memories, just like the last 13 years. But isn't that what we've wished for? Isn't that what we've wanted all along? And yet, we've tried to make every last moment count. Our senior trip to Pier, our tour of the Capitol, the Wadi Dam, the drive, all a lot of fun. Now just a lot of memories. We were entering the final stages of our senior year, looking forward to track, prom, and graduation as well. It's funny how at first we were all jittery, excited and thrilled at the thought of graduation day getting here as quickly as possible. Now we wish we had more time just to be friends, just to be the class we've always been. We thought this moment would never come, and yet now we think it may have come a bit too soon. We've thought of our futures all along. We've had to. We've been seniors. We've thought of what it would be like going out on our own next year, but then had to stop because we realized we'd be 13 people short. We thought summers were torture because we couldn't believe how long it had been since we'd seen our friends. Well, now we are due for a very long summer because there is no next fall. Everyone is excited, happy, scared, and sad all at the same time. We can handle getting rid of government, math, and science, but we never wanted to drop our classmates. The last 12 years, just like that, we hear our parents say, "Yeah, I talked to so-and-so yesterday. He used to be in my class. I haven't seen him in like 10 years. Pretty soon, that's going to be us." We've had our fights, but our good times far outweigh our bad. We've been through tests, braces, glasses, broken bones, and broken hearts. All of us have enough pictures to fill a room, the memories, the laughter, the tears. We've always had 14 different individuals, 14 different breaths, and 14 different heartbeats, and we just never noticed because we were all linked together as one. Today we will separate, and each of us will become our own person. It won't be long before we all meet new people and grow apart. To our classmates, we wish each of you the best of luck. Remember, you can do anything you set your mind to, and we know you will. It's been a good ride. Thank you.
To certify that the seniors of 2001 have met the requirements set forth and established by the State Board of Education, the Board of Education of the Hecla School District, and therefore are eligible to receive their high school diploma. Mr. Chairman, I present to you the class of 2001. With honor, Michelle Elise Bruns. Brandon Ray Casey. Nicholas Cole Caspers. Aaron James Binger. Dale Frederick Binger. Highest honor, Jessica Lynn Elson. With honor, Melissa Francis Elson. Honor, Katrina Marie Kraus. Honor, Alicia Dawn Kruger. Darren Lee Shelton. Honor, Kayla Jean Stearns. Susan May Stearns. Sabrina Lee Treby. Honor, Rochelle Lee Zastro.
lose. Mom is waiting at the finish line and wipes the teardrops from her eyes. She says, did just fine, honey, that's okay. Sometimes life is just that way. You're gonna lose the race from time to time, but you're always gonna find you can't lose me. That's your life. I am here and I will always be just a wish away. Wherever you go, no matter how far, my love is where you are. You won't be lost if you believe. You can't lose me. Mommy used to say, girl, won't be long till it's time to go out on your own. Chase your dreams, find your place in life. I know you'll do just fine. When that day finally came, there were things she needed to but could not say. So I whispered softly as I wiped the tears from Mama's eyes. You can't lose me. That's your life. I am here and I will always be just a wish away. Wherever I go, no matter how far, my love is where you are. You won't be lost if you believe. You can't lose me. Wherever you go, oh, no matter how far, my love is where you are. You won't be lost if you believe. You can't lose me. No, you can't lose me. It's your life. Wherever you go, my love is where you are.
Got the opportunity to do this because Mrs. Renz asked if anybody else wanted to speak, and I said I wanted to write a poem for my classmates. I'd like to start off with some words of advice by John H. Rhodes. Do more than exist, live. Do more than touch, feel. Do more than look, observe. Do more than read, absorb. Do more than hear, listen. Do more than listen, understand. Do more than think, ponder. Do more than talk, say something. My poem is entitled Moving On. This is our day, my friends. This is it, the day that high school will end. Our day to learn and to grow. We'll say goodbye to all of the wonderful friendships we know. This is what we've been waiting for our whole life. I can remember the times we've shared, tears and triumph, through happiness and strife. Why is it so exciting, scary, and sad all in one? We've been through everything. Arguments, laughter, agreements, and fun. After this day, our lives will start over again. We're losing so much, but we've got so much to gain. The things that keep popping up in my mind are when I meet new people, will they be just like you, so nice and so kind? What happens after this? How many friends will I actually miss? I know I'll miss them all. I hope that I'll gain new friends as wonderful as the ones I have now next fall. For everything we've been through and all the things we've done, I can't help but think of you through all the laughter, tears, and fun. The way we've clicked and everything that you give makes me think that God has picked you to make these past 13 years the best I'll ever live. We'll become new people, entwined in our work. Tomorrow we'll go on with the rest of our lives. I'll be thinking about each person's quirk while I look back on the past sometimes. Sure, we'll get together here and there, but it just won't be the same. The way we listened, the way we cared, makes me realize what there is in just one person's name. A class of so many, yet a class of so few. But I wouldn't give a penny to change our small group. We've had the athlete, the brain, teacher's pet, and class clown, along with the cowboys, cool chicks, the ones who help rain, and of course, the guys who drive all around town. But tomorrow, we're leaving. So tonight, let's celebrate without sad goodbyes or by weeping. And I will say with honor, one day, you were my classmates. Sure, we've had rough times, just like everyone else, and fights of all kinds wrapped up in ourselves. And tomorrow, you'll leave. So I'll leave you with this, a little message I believe, and sealed with a kiss. Michelle, Brandon, Nick, Aaron, Kale, Jessica, Melissa, Katrina, Alicia, Darren, Hecla, Sabrina, Rochelle. To thine own self be true, and don't forget about the past. You know the right thing to do, and let's have a blast.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the graduates of 2001.
Working it out, working. Yeah, not really.